Hello everybody, so today I will talk about calculus. The topic today is about the integral. We have the integral of negative cotang x over sin x to the power of 2 plus sin x over sin x to the power of 2 dx. So now I will show you the technique how to answer the question. First, we need to separate this integral into two integrals in here. So we create about two integrals. The first one and the second one. Now let's go to the first one. In the first one we have cotang x. In here we have cotang x equals to cosine x over sin x. So we put about cosine x in here because we still have the sin x. So if we multiply with sin x square, you got about sin x to the power of 3. Now we need to use about integration by substitution. So we got about u equals to the sin x, du equal to cosine x dx. About cosine x dx, we change for du. Sin x to the power of 3, you got about u to the power of 3. So we have 1 over u to the power of 3, you got about u to the power of negative number 3. And now we can get the answer in here. The integral of u to the power of negative 3, you will got about u to the power of negative 3 plus 1 over negative 3 plus 1, and we have c is about constant. So negative number 3 plus 1, you got about negative number 2, and negative number 2 in here. Negative, negative, you got about positive. About u, we need to change back to the sin x, and we have the negative number 2, so you got about 1 over 2 sin x to the power of 2. Next, we go to the second one. About this situation, we have sin x square plus cosine x square equals to number 1. So we got about sin x square equal to 1 minus cosine x square. About sin x square, we change for 1 minus cosine x square. Now we can use about integration by substitution. So we put about u equal to cosine x, du equal to negative sin x dx. Because we don't have the negative, so we put the negative next to du. Cosine x, we change for u square. Sin x dx, we change to negative du. Because we have a negative in here and we have 1 minus u square, we put negative in this on the denominator, then we change to u square minus 1. Next, u square minus 1, you will got about u minus 1 multiplied with u plus 1. Next, we put about u plus 1 minus u minus 1. In this situation, u minus u, they will cancel 1, and we have plus 1 because we have a negative with a negative number 1. So you got about positive number 1. So outside we need to put about 1 over 2 because on the numerator you got about number 2, 2 divided by 2, you got about 1, so you can return back for this one in here. U plus 1 divide U plus 1, U will got about 1 over U minus 1. U minus 1 divide U minus 1, U will got about negative 1 over U plus 1. And now we can get the final answer. The integral of 1 over U minus 1, U will got about ln of absolute value of U minus 1. ln represent is about natural log. And we have the next one, negative ln of U plus 1. About U, we need to change back for cotx. Now we can compile the answer in here. So the first one, this one, and the second one. That's the end. Thank you for watching.